Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have a good holiday and whenever you get there as well. This is about relationships, and we're gonna find out why men stop talking to women. Particularly, it's gonna be a set of men, mostly all groups of men having this issue, but black men and black women are having this issue. But let's see why some black men are done talking to some black women. Listen to this.
1, 2. Brad's coming for you. Yeah.
The intelligence gap is there. I just responded to two different black men kind of like supporting my point. I don't know if there's just such a large emphasis on entertainment and like thinking like being smart isn't cool within like certain classes within the black community. Something's going on, and I was about to lie and say it breaks my heart. It doesn't break my heart, I promise. It's just an observation. It's just a human observation. Again, like using critical thinking skills, like this person did right here, like you will be able to determine that I'm not talking about everybody.
I have an opinion that no one asked for. I personally am loving the discourse around black women dating white boys because as a former white boy collector, I mean, I used to collect them like infinity stones. Do better for yourself. I realized I was talking about money a lot in this rant, but it goes for money, laziness, like everything that these women are saying about black men. Like all encompassing. Like it's all gonna get better based on your environment. That's all I have to say.
I might get some heat for this, but I don't care. 9.5 times out of 10, I think your baby's ugly.
White men are better than black men. It's always a bunch of chronically single black women from ages 18 to 100 stating that white men are better than black men. Keep in mind, they like to lie and defame black men because Brad rejected them and they cannot handle the rejection.
This is Melody with Wiggin Out Radio, and let's get into it. So I made a statement on Facebook today. I asked the question, why do white men treat black women better than black men treat black women? And, I saw some of the comments, and I'm just going to say this. What's the difference is a lot of the black men have come from broken homes, single-parent homes. They've seen their mother struggle. They've seen their mother have certain relationships with certain men that didn't treat them well, that cheated on them, that abused them, So I feel like, a lot of black men haven't had good examples of how a man is supposed to treat that woman. And so when they get older, when the black man gets older, he carries that same thing that he saw as a child growing up in the household. He carries that over into his relationship. Now, a white man, on the other hand, to me, not saying they don't have trauma, they don't have issues or anything, but I notice when a white man wants to date a black woman or does date a black woman, he kind of do his research. He study her culture. He asks her questions. He had that conversation because he's trying to understand her background and where she come from. And also, what a white man, what I did notice about them is that if a black woman set a certain criteria, that white man tries to follow that criteria. And what I mean by that, like, for example, I might say something like, before I even think about giving it up, a man has to wine and dine me. He has to get to know me. It's just certain things. And to me, from my experience, I noticed that the white men that I date, they pay attention to that. So they just don't be ready to just disrespect me and jump my bones or anything like that. They really take me out. They really try to get to know who I am. They really try to cater to what, especially a black woman is looking for.
If this is the case, then why do you see more black women like this versus ones married to white men?
It's a terrifying moment for a woman who's 9 months pregnant. 2 pit bulls viciously attack her on her due date. One of the dogs actually latched onto her baby bump, and she thought the worst. She spoke with Jim Murray from her hospital bed, and we want to warn you, this video is upsetting.
A pregnant woman suffers a horrific attack on her due date. 2 pit bulls charge at the expectant mom and her little chihuahua. She swings her keychain at the vicious dogs, but it's no match. Behind those cars, she's being mauled. The dogs latch onto her pregnant belly. Neighbors, hearing the woman's screams, run to help and call 911.
There's a dog attack. I'm terrified. The dogs are attacking a pregnant woman.
May Wilson, a mom of 3, was attacked outside her apartment in Tacoma while carrying a box with a new car seat. Renee was rushed to the hospital, and doctors were so concerned about her unborn child, They induced labor. I spoke to her in the hospital. Renee, did you think that you or your baby were going to die?
Yeah, I thought we were both going to die. I was on the ground and I was being dragged, and that's when he just started biting at my belly, and I was screaming for help. In that moment, all I was concerned with was my belly. Once it latched onto my belly, the other dog latched onto my left ankle.
And here he is, baby Armani. Thank goodness he was born perfectly healthy. How grateful are you to your brave neighbors who helped you?
I mean, they literally saved my life.
Police say after the attack, the dog's owner showed up and grabbed her pit bulls. But Renee's ordeal is not over. She remains hospitalized with MRSA, a dangerous infection from the dog bites all over her body. She showed me her painful injuries.
This side is the one with the 2 big holes in it.
She says her sister is caring for her infant son while she battles the scary infection.
Very sad. I haven't really got to bond with my baby.
I love you, Armani.
Even though most white men abandon black women, don't protect or provide for divestors or black women only have good things to say about white men. Just think, black women tarnished black men's image because white men rejected theirs. White men don't even talk as bad about black men like black women or failed divestors do. Let me make this clear. Many black women lie about their experiences with black men in order to hide the fact that Brad pumped and dumped them and told them to never step foot on his property during the daytime.
One thing I can tell you about white men and black men, white men are intentional. If they want you, they are going to show you that they want you without telling you they want you. I'm going to tell y'all, these black men, not intentional, they are not serious. These white men, they are coming with it. They are intentional about what it is they want. They're not about to play with you. These black men, they just want to hold the fence and stand on the fence, or, like y'all go to the club and y'all just holding up the wine, trying to dance with no girl, trying to get a girl, or none of that. Like, Chris gave me that vibe. Like, he just chilled, just laid back, just peeping the scene and stuff. George, in the meantime, I want her, I see what I like. Let me go talk to her. George, he got what he needed to get, okay? And that's how you get what you need to.
Oh boy. I'm gonna stop right there. Well, since they feel that way, let's ask a question.
Nobody plans for this moment. It starts as something that's supposed to help.
What is the problem with brothers speaking to black women?
Last year, a content creator on TikTok went viral by the name of Dr. Dex. He went to a grocery store and he saw a black woman that was there shopping. His experience was so negative, he had to make a video.
So I just came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for next week. And I've got a question. God's had me in this period of isolation these last few months, so I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex. Remember, Dr. Dex loves you.
In my honest opinion, it doesn't appear that he was trying to get at the sister or anything like that. He was just acknowledging her presence as an older black man. And that's important to understand. People that's like a generation or two ahead of us typically have always spoken, especially if they migrated from the Jim Crow South. We all saw when we was coming up. It's normal. Even me living here in Uganda, that's very normal. His video was very respectful, and many black men agree with him.
If you have intentions or have a wish or goal to be married one day to no black man, understand, or to men period, understand, or you trying to manifest that, why are you downing or shaming or shooting down on the building blocks that get you to that? Even though you might not be looking for that right now. Why are you still shooting down that?
This makes perfect sense. Why are you trying to shoot down the building blocks that you need from a relationship? Even if you're not interested in a man, you do need to give a brother a chance. And a person typically has to approach you because women typically don't approach men. So why are you being rude to somebody for no reason? It just doesn't make sense. However, There was a woman that went viral who completely disagreed with this take.
I'm so tired of y'all thinking that we owe y'all our time, our attention, a smile. I can't stand when I'm walking down the street. It's like Little Duval, smile. Like every time I see a black man, why you not smiling? Why you not? Who the f are you? I'm not a court gesture. I'm not your entertainment. You ain't paid for my services. I'm not a midnight ballerina, and you didn't hire me for the night to entertain you. You are not owed anything from a stranger.
Now, when she said,
Oh, it's the same woman. Watch what she says this.
A black man just walking down the street, and I was like, yo, I need $125. Huh? And he was like, oh, I don't know you. Like, why would I just give you $125? Like, who you
Same
talking to?
woman.
Not me. So I said, that's why you ugly anyway with your ass hairline. I keeps it moving. I see enough. I was like, maybe let me just ask, let me lower it a little bit. I said, hey, yo, what's up, shorty? Can I get $100? Once again, I met with resistance. Like, why y'all can't just give me what the f I asked for? This is why this is losing. This is why y'all losing. This is why other races of men is doing better. Because when I ask another man of another ethnicity for some money, he gives it to me. He doubles it. He triples it. He quadruples it. He kisses my feet. He brings me peace. He takes me out. He flies me out. I don't have those issues. This is why black men are losing.
Might have to drop a dime on them. For sure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but yet, check this out, guys. Same type of woman would sit back, and then when this happens, same type of woman, right? Watch this.
Cuddle and save on insurance with Liberty Bippity.
The line is bundle and save on insurance with Liberty Mutual.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. I have puppies.
Well, put the puppies down.
I can't. Only pay for what you need. The passport bros that's like leftover man.
What up, this is Solo Traveler Bull RD, and I am back with another video review, and I am going to go over the Passport Sis again. Yes, them again. So we're going to go over these women who are following Passport Bros or following black men to other countries such as Bali and also Colombia. And we know that they love to spy on black men. I don't understand why there is so much of an obsession with them trying to see what men are doing overseas. Because, of course, we don't see black men going to places that they like to go to, such as Jamaica, Nigeria, Dubai, and try to run tell that of what's going on over there. So, a lot of stuff that we find out is them telling on themselves. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and jump into these videos. But before we do that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell while you are here. Don't forget to hype this, and I appreciate it. So this is one Passport Sis out there in Bali.
I have to make this video and say something because this is a real problem that I keep experiencing abroad. I was just walking into my co-living space, right? I'm in Bali, mind you. My co-living space, I am the only black person, okay? The only black motherfucker in here, right? So I'm walking in and I see we clearly have a new arrival and it's a black man. And I'm getting out of my car, or the car, thinking like, oh, okay, cool, like there's a black person. Like, I was about to smile and say hi and just be like, what's up, just be friendly because we're the only two black motherfuckers in here. I get out of the car, smile, he looks at me and then looks away and keeps walking. And this is an issue that I have been experiencing abroad no matter where I go. The black men look at you like, why the fuck are you here, bitch, the fuck? And
Yes. I wonder why. Is it because whenever they're in the States and they try to talk to black women in the States, they treat them horrible? They act like, like a black man can't even talk to a woman just out in the street. Not even trying to talk to them like to get their number, just saying hello because that person may acknowledge their presence being around. And a lot of times, a lot of black men will actually receive a lot of disrespect doing that. So that's why men were like, yo, when they leave the countries, they're like, I don't want to be bothered with that. I'm in a high place right now. I'm feeling good. Last thing I want to do is say hello to her, and next thing I know, she's going to, give me some attitude, and I'll be looking stupid. But that's what she don't understand, because this is something that all y'all sisters have caused. So this is why when he goes to another country, he ain't trying to look for you guys. He even be bothered with y'all.
And will not talk to you. They won't say hi. They won't crack a smile. None of that. And it's the weirdest thing to me. I understand a lot of you black men, especially from America and the UK, are traveling looking for white girls, Indonesian girls, Thai girls, any other ethnicity of woman who is not black. I understand that. But that doesn't mean that you have to completely ostracize your community. I'm not checking for you like that. But at the very least, we can say hi. We can give each other...
She said that she's not checking for them like that. Okay, so what's the point of talking? If you don't want to talk, if you're not even looking at them like that, what is the whole situation? He's not looking at you like that, so why does he need to engage in conversation at this point? It just doesn't make sense at all right now, but let's keep moving.
A head nod, we could be friendly, because guess what? We have a lot in common. We come from the same community. We come from the same background. We come from the same struggles. We come from the same life experience. And it kills me, because every time, 99% of the time, when I see a black man abroad, he looks at me like, bitch, why the fuck are you here? And immediately looks to the side and keeps it pushing. And I just don't get it. When I meet black women, when I come across black women, it's always like, hi, oh my gosh, hey, you look beautiful. Hi, nice to meet you. Even if we don't stop and have a full conversation, we're going to smile and wave at each other and compliment each other or something. We're going to say hi. And I don't know when us as a community lost that, or the black men lost that, because the black women, we get it. And
wow, so she got to put the blame on black men. So because of the fact that black men feel some type of way whenever they're in the States because of how they get treated, and it's a reflection of what they've been treated as in the States. When they go overseas, they're like, yo, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be, I don't want to be bothered with that bad energy. Now it is our fault because you're not getting attention. Yo, let that go. Don't nobody care about you. Don't nobody care about what's going on with you and so forth. But let's proceed.
This is not just my experience. I was with a group of black people earlier this week, and this topic of conversation came up, and it's the same thing. They've experienced the same thing. Black men will look at us like, why the fuck are you here? And completely ignore us. And I don't know what's gonna fix it, but black men, we are the only women who have been here for y'all, no matter what. Protect y'all, listen to y'all, care about y'all, love y'all. And for us to be treated like second-class citizens within our own community is fucking insane. Like I said, I get it. You're not trying to fuck a black woman or have a relationship with a black woman or have a family with a... That's okay. I'm not checking for y'all either. But at least we can be friendly. If somebody else has experienced this or knows why this is, I mean, I know why it is, but really wants to delve deep down to the reason why this is, please comment below and let me know, because this shit, it really, really irks my fucking nerves. It takes absolutely nothing for a smile and a hi for those of your same fucking community.
On board Rocky Mountaineer.
Really? Now you just saw the last couple videos, right? And a woman said, why do I have to say hi to you? I don't owe you. The same woman that said this. The same woman that the elderly gentleman said, I was just saying hi. Now you see what it's like. Oh. And this guy clears it up in this video. It's called Smart Guy. He clears it up. What's wrong with women? let me see. He breaks it down.
Whatever you put out.
Watch this. Shout out to this guy, Smart Guy. shot this man. He hit it right on the nog.
I believe a woman's role. I think we are to. I don't even know, to be honest. I don't even know what our role is. I got you.
Alright guys, we gotta talk about this interesting story between Smart Guy and this individual. Okay, they're going to be talking about different dynamics when it comes to relationships, including submission, and yeah, they're going to be defending their points here. Take a look.
I experienced a lot of women that had grief as far as like getting out of relationships and wanting to jump back into something so soon, and it's just not happening. And I think that's just all about God's timing, for real. The grief of wanting to be loved, and I think you have to prepare yourself in order to be chosen. Like you said, as men, women, we're supposed to be in our. As a man, we're supposed to wait for a man to lead to come get us and all that. Yes, I get that. That's cool, but I think in that time. With women with grief, I think with wanting to be loved, I think it's a lot of self-work that's required.
So it has to be. So again, there's no accountability. A lot of times, women don't take accountability for their own personal self-development, and then they want to come into a complete situation incomplete. They want to be an incomplete person coming into a complete situation, and it doesn't work that way.
And that's why That's why I said to you with the grief. I got a lot of the self-work that they need to do. We need to do as women.
Right, but if you don't know the work to be done and you think you're doing the work, you cannot have. First of all, listen, it goes back to the last point we was talking about. If you think you're going to be an individual, you're bringing a mindset into the universe that's going to keep you away from a man, a good man, a marriage, etc., etc. So you have to be in a season of self-development. You have to develop your submission. You have to develop your femininity. You have to develop your dependency. You have to develop your willingness to sacrifice your personal ambitions. Because 9 times out of 10, you develop these ambitions as a single woman. You develop these ambitions for yourself. You're not saying like, I'm doing this for my man. I'm doing this for my husband. I'm doing this for my family. No, you're doing it for your mother self. And that's why you end up by yourself, because everything you do is for yourself. And a relationship is not about self. It's about that communion, right? So you have to be in the season, our women have to be in the season of self-development first. And it's no pain, it's no grief of wanting to be loved. You should want to be loved. You should have expectations to be loved. You should require love. But in order for you to require love, you have to be loving. And you have to also love yourself, right? And you can't love yourself if you don't know yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, you don't know what to love. And then you love things about yourself that are not loving to a man. So we don't love that independent shit. We don't love that individuality shit. We don't love that you want to talk before you listen and you want to act before you want to move before you follow. We don't fuck with that. So you love shit about yourself that we hate. You love what we hate, and you wonder why we don't motherfucking love you. So you gotta love yourself, but hold on, let me finish. You gotta love yourself, but know what to love about yourself, and make sure what you love about yourself, a man is loving of that. That's beneficial to that man, and that's conducive to having a long relationship and you being submissive in that long-term relationship.
Okay, so I guess you said clearly what I just said. You took that and you made it like almost combative to what I was trying to say, which I said the same exact thing as you.
Not really, because he's really getting into the specifics of what you need to do, right? I mean, he listed off 3, 4, 5 different things that would be tailored, or the subsections of different categories that you would need to focus on in order to be complete or to improve yourself, right? It seems like she's speaking more from a blanket statement, like, okay, I need to put the work in, but what does that really look like, right? I mean, are you just simply saying, okay, I need to heal and now get back out there, or are you holding yourself accountable and saying, this is what I did wrong? Because let's keep it real. To the guys that value relationships and marriages that are dating out here, how many times have you met a woman and you're like, oh, okay, what happened in your previous relationship? How many times has a woman said to you, it was my fault?
Dennis, I am so excited.
Yeah, shout out to his channel. Here's the problem. You see how the women can take something, interpret whatever, and it doesn't line up with what the man says, and they don't listen, you know, and they get this cognitive attitude. But the same type of women in the video, they talk down on their men, saying that they men ain't doing it. Black man, I'm tired of you doing this, and I'm tired of you doing that. And then they put it on video. Then it goes all over the internet. So the black men who sees this, who probably have the means, are looking at like, you very combative. You're very independent. You're so strong-minded. You can't be reasoning and reckoning and just listen. But they don't, because their pride and their ego have gotten out of control. Sometimes they let their body and their looks feel like, oh, that's all what you have. But I was just talking to my buddy on the phone just a minute ago before I made this video, and he was saying how there are black men no more don't want to even deal with black women because of the personality that they have. This kind of personality in the beginning of the video. Comparing yourself. And then it's okay if you want to marry and date another race man. That's fine. But when you start comparing black men to white men, you finally got the good white man. But is that white man is potentially going to be your husband? Is he going to be a provider? Is he going to be a protector? Does he really love you? Or overall? And see, black men don't have no problem with you doing that. So, because black men going to go their way and find a woman that have the same concept, the same thing that the white men and other men want. It's just that you ladies, when it comes to some of you ladies, when it comes to black men, they don't. It's funny how they seem to get together with these other races of men, but there's other black men that had the same get together, but they always got to critique them and saying this is what you would have. But the white guy that they pick, it probably has some flaws in himself, but they won't point out their flaws, but they'll point out the black guy's flaws, and so they just belittle and be berated and they do it back, and then it's weird that when the black man says, okay, you don't find me attractive, let me go over here and find another woman who finds it attractive, so we can help build up and have what God has designed between man and woman. But when you have a egotistic, I'm so independent, I'm a manipulative, controlling, a rational, emotional woman, maybe some black men are scared to come across black women that are like that. And maybe there are black women aren't like that. They're probably not that like that. But these women on this video, made it worse for other women. So now, and it's funny that they go overseas, and in another, I have to make another video where they said, where are these women at that you passport bros? And where are these women? They don't want you. They want to do all that. They ain't educated. They're not. They don't have a job. They're not, and they're lying. You saying something out of spite and being mean and contradictive. Those women in Colombia, Thailand, and in places in Dominican, they're educated. Some of the men that I've seen with women overseas, their wives got good jobs, and they can speak 3 or 4 different languages. So you say all this stuff, and until some black women finally get overseas, to see for themselves, and they still be over there single. You don't find too many in a relationship, but when you see the black men, I'm start seeing all these black men like white men with wives and girlfriends. You see a black woman, oh yeah, I dated, but she's by herself because she's independent. And some of the guys don't fit, probably ain't checking because when they went to the countries, their current income don't match up with their American or Western income is in their country. So they seem like they want to be over a guy. And this is what they did. And this is so, and the men it's patriotic no matter what. But the Western women, it has to be a price to be patriotic. Well, you got to do all this, you got to do this. And this is what she tells her man here in the States. So really, you women who talk like this, you ruin it. And it's going to be something that there's going to be a whole segment of women in the United States, Canada, and England is because it's their mindset. It's what they've been saying. That's why they end up single. How is it that a woman from what you said is a third world country can get a bag of dude can make 6 figures? And the men are telling you what they want. But you have some black women are just stubborn. No, because they'll pick the most dysfunctional, toxic black man and think that if he ain't outlandish, super, I gotta knock you down with cussing, cut you up in a way of putting, and we gotta go at it with that toxic energy, the bad karma. Why do I have to do all that when anger and stress causes more health problems? And some women will get you, and I've seen personally some women, and a particular one of my partners was very overprotective, being a black man, being a strong black man that he is, but his black woman, she wasn't thinking about protecting his back. She liked to see chaos because, like she did with her other ex, she got him thrown in prison on some stuff when it didn't appeal to her. And this was a black woman. So for, because we say that some black women are down, some black women are down with black men. Some black women are not down with black men. They want to see you with a record. They's about as worse as the system. So they can control you, manipulate you. Because you don't, what their idea of a black man is. So I can certainly, and you still wouldn't respect him. But the only thing you do, you toxic. I've seen this personally on first hand. So now they live this fantasy world, and it's fine. If the guy treats you, black men don't get jealous and follow black women around if they go and find another man. Most black men don't give a shit. It's the black women that got this problem. You can't complain, and when you can't think that, okay, yeah, you independent, you educated, but you're the strongest educated woman in the United States, but you got so big-headed. You're losing it. You're men. The men don't want you. This is what the men on this video, it don't mean all that if you don't have a companion. But some of these women are gonna learn the hard way. And it's gonna be their fault. Some black women understand the concept of having a mate, but there's some black women, like other women, don't understand. It's going to catch up to you one day, and you're going to be sorry with your lips. Your mouth is going to cost you more than anything, and no one wants to deal. And like right now, there's a lot of women are jobless and homeless right now. If they would had an understanding of what a partnership, a lot of them would probably be homeless and independent. And yes, they're educated. They had good jobs. In his current administration in the United States, if you don't work with, but you gotta have a role. And the men, they were probably black men are willing to cover and take care of something. But some of these women's mouths have made so bad, and some of the women have walked away from good men. They don't tell you that about that part, do they? Because what her idea of a man, and the man couldn't take it no more, and he got up and left. That he might have had a good job, he had a good personality, and now the good black men, like other men, have left. So congratulate yourself. So I hope you pick, and if it is the white men, I hope you better keep them. But other than that, anyway, that's how. But the reason why is that they don't want to take accountability. It's their mouth. Until they change their mindset, many women, no matter their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, if they don't go back to the way it was and loving a man, they're going to be single. Watch what I'm saying. Take care, be blessed. See you on the next video.